Welcome back to Testimonial. In this episode, I want to talk about snow tires. We've hinted in several of our recent videos that we recently did purchase snow tires, and that's true. We actually picked them up tomorrow, but I'm going to go through some of the steps and research that I did beforehand. Some background if you're not familiar. We've lived in Wisconsin our whole life. It snows a lot, gets snow and icy. Snow tires make quite the big difference between or I should say snow tires are quite the big difference compared to like all season tires versus snow tires. And if you get like sport summer tires, I've tried driving the snow one time with like sport tires and I couldn't move down the block. It was so bad in the snow. All season tires do fine, especially if they still have good tread, good life on them. In those instances, all season tires do work, but snow tires are still hands down better. A basic snow tire is better than the best all season tire in snow. It is a large difference. For the last 15 years, if affordable, I've always tried to buy snow tires for almost every vehicle I've had. I usually go on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I buy a cheap set of spare rims, the metal wheel for the car, and then I would either buy new or used snow tires. Historically, I've almost always used Blizzaks. Well, for Tesla has their own winter tire package. I had my eye on it. It had Pirelli snow tires. Very high-end brand, and I was going to get them, and I was looking at them, I was waiting. Finally, one day came, I decided to pull the trigger, and they were sold out. So, whoops. Now, regardless, I called him, I talked to the guy on the phone a little bit at my local Tesla center, and he almost made it sound like they had some in stock. He didn't get up and go look, and I didn't ask him to go look, but he kind of made a hint to me that their website inventory is not the same as their in-person inventory. I didn't go too far into the conversation. I was actually asking if I bought them for this YouTube channel, could I go back and record if they're going to mount the tires on the rims and talk about the TPMS sensors and all that kind of stuff. I figured they'd say no. I have a lot of mechanic friends. You know, you're not officially allowed in the back, and a lot of places are pretty strict on that. So I figured they'd tell me no. They did tell me no. So tomorrow we'll film outside Tesla a little bit, but we won't be able to film back behind it like I was hoping we could. Regardless, at this time in history, I thought that they were sold out, that I couldn't buy the Tesla winter tire package. So I kind of went back to my plan B. I was on Facebook Marketplace. I was kind of looking around at used rims for the Juniper that we have. My favorite wheel from Tesla is actually not one that comes on the current Y Juniper. The previous Y, the Legacy, that had the Uber turbines, I think they're called, hands down my favorite looking wheel that Tesla's ever made. I think they look so cool. And I really wanted to buy a set, but I found out they actually come in two different sizes depending on which car that you got them from. You can get them with the same front and rear or a different size. I think they came in two diameters as well. Regardless, I was looking at the offset, and I'm a big car guy, so I understand it. I'm not going to bore you guys. I was digging through there, and while I was also looking at rims, I was looking at tire choices, and I started doing some research because for 15 years, I only just bought Blizzak just because that was my experience, and they were amazing. But I decided to do some more research. I had talked to other friends on what kind of snow tires they have. I'd watched some YouTube videos to see what's kind of the best. And people online were saying a lot about this Michelin X-Ice tire, which does sound like a great tire. But when I watched some reviews where they actually compared them head to head, they did rate lower. They were still good, but they were rated lower. Interestingly, one of the best snow tires that I came across was this Nokian Hakkapeli. I can't even say. I can't say it. R5EV. I'll put a picture, or a link over here, something for it. But it did amazing. And actually, my friend with his Lucid has it on his car and couldn't talk better about it. So that was something I was really tempted to dive into and to look into because it sounded like just an amazing all-around tire. Well, while I was still playing around with my investigation on different types of rims and tires, I just, for gut instinct, even though I looked on their website and their website said sold out, I had called again my local Tesla center and I asked them, hey, even though online says sold out, do you guys have them in stock? And they said, yeah, we have them in stock. We have the rim, TPMS, and snow tire package. So I ordered it. Now, the normal process is, and there's two different ways to do this. So first I'm going to do this on my iPad to kind of help guide you guys through it. So the first way is when you go to their website, they have this winter package for the Y Juniper, and it has 19-inch cross-flow tires. I'm sorry, 19-inch cross-flow wheels, and it comes with the 255 45 19 Pirelli Winter Soto 03 tires, and it comes with 4 tire pressure sensors to make sure that your car still reads your tire pressure sensors. This includes installation and everything for it, which is $2,650. For me, that actually sounds like a pretty decent deal, specifically because you're getting 4 brand new rims. It's actually not a bad price at all. I did notice, though, however, that at the bottom there is a note here that it does not come with the caps or lock covers, I should say. So I kind of dug through there. So if you want, you can get these cross-flow wheel caps kit. So I did buy this kit separately. Tesla didn't buy it. And then likewise, I went and I bought the covers, which are these things. Now, people ask, how important are the covers? The one thing that I think, you don't have to have them. It gives you, I forgot if it says 1 to 4% more range because of aerodynamics. They talk about it helping you not curb rash. Just don't drive that close to the curb. I don't want to say I've never curb rashed a wheel, but like once in my life. It was this year too. I almost cried. I put brand new wheels on my race car, and somebody showed up at my house, and I was looking this way, and I almost cried. Anyways, so I ordered those wheel caps just to get the whole thing, and then because I'm gonna drive over to Tesla, and they're gonna put them on my car. I got to bring the 4 20-inch wheels back home with me. So it's wet, it's dirty. So I bought these tire totes. There's 2 per kit, so I bought 2 kits. So that way I can put the dirty wheels in here and throw them in the back of my car to try to minimize how dirty things get. Now, if you put all of that together, my total is just under $3,000, so $2,925. Not all of that was ordered through Tesla. Half of that, like the winter tire kit and one of the other things was ordered through Tesla, and the other 2 I just bought on. So you can just go on your phone, which is what I will do next. You can go on your mobile app. So you can also do this online. You can go to that website and you can get to the buy now and you can order them, have them delivered to your house. That is just fine. If you look at my phone, which I will start recording here. If you look at my phone screen here, it says I have an upcoming appointment. Now, I'd already ordered the wheels. At the time, they were sold out, so I couldn't order them online or on the app. So I ordered them over the phone, and they linked it to our account immediately. So it popped up on my phone, which was awesome. But now they're back in stock. It was like a day or 2 after I ordered them over the phone, they came back in stock. So if you're on your phone, you go to upgrades, and then you go to accessories, and they have bestsellers, but I think you can scroll down to scroll over to wheels and tires, and here they have their winter tire package. So you can click on that, and here you can click add to cart, and then you can check out and buy them, and then it puts it into your profile. Once you order them, once you do that checkout process, you get this upcoming appointment notification. So I'm clicking on that. So it's showing me where I'm going to get my appointment, what time I'm going for my appointment, and we've already corresponded about it because I had them add one of those cross-flow cover kits or something to it to have them there. I wanted them to buy everything, so everything was there, but 2 of the 4 things they couldn't buy for me for whatever reason, so I bought them and had them shipped to the house, and I just got to make sure not to forget them when I go tomorrow. At the very top here, it talks about review cost estimate, so I click on that, and inside of here, you can review estimate, and it brings up this next page here, and where it says, it's not like highlighted, it's kind of grayed out, but it says cost estimate and service terms. So you can click on that, and when you click on that, it actually it pops up your whole spiel. So it goes through step by step what they're going to do. So what parts and services they're going to do for me. And this has my wheel tire and tire pressure sensor package along with the cross-flow wheel covers. So those covers they're including. So then I bought the caps and totes separately. So then with their end, with tax and everything, and installations included, it even says on here, labor $85, but then they discounted that $85 labor. So my total is $3,075. So I just hit confirm billing address. I go through my information, hit submit, and I updated everything there, and I need to approve my estimate, so I'm going to approve that. I have my credit card already preloaded on file, so that thing's already done. And now that's kind of it for now. So begin drop off I'll do tomorrow, and then repair progress. So the rest of these are all things I have to wait to do until we begin our service. But I've just approved the estimate, so I will pay for it when it's concluded. So that part is done. Guys, one thing I forgot to touch base on why we were filming in Tesla. So when you're ready to go to your service appointment, you can open up the app and you can go through, the ready function, and you can get the navigation to whatever service center. So if you're not familiar with how to get where you're going, it can route you in there, because previously we had looked at the app and gone through all the steps up until the point of service. Now that we're ready for service, you can open that up, get navigation, arrive to your destination. When you're at your destination, you can check in on the service app on your phone, or you can just go inside and check in at the service counter. When you're inside, they're gonna you don't need to give them a key or anything like that. They're gonna put your car in service mode. It shuts off Sentry and all the cameras and everything, so you can't see what they're doing in the actual service area in the mechanic bay. But they have their own key to take your car, and they take it into the back and they perform the service. Again, you're not allowed back there. And when it's done, they roll it around in front. Now, again, you checked in on your phone, then you just wait. It has an estimated time that you'll be there, so you can wait or leave or book a test drive or whatever you want in that window. And then at the end of your appointment, they'll bring your car back outside. Now, you can't just get in your car and leave. Your car is locked with a service pin, and you can't get in and drive away until you pay it. And again, you can either go inside and pay it at the service counter, or you can pay it on your phone. I forgot to record all this. I'm sorry. We just went on the phone and paid with the credit card we had. Previously, you saw me accepting the, Previously, you saw me accepting the estimate, but now that the work is done, now you actually have to pay the bill. Once you pay the bill, the pin's removed from your car, and you can actually drive away. One more thing to note is that they put the tires in the car for me. So that was one of the great things. I had brought along the center covers and the tire tote bags, and I put it in the trunk. I told the service guy that's what's there. They ran it in back. And then when the car came out front, they already had all the tires and rims and bags, and they had loaded it in my car, which was super nice. So I didn't have to worry about, fitting it in the car. Now, when you get home, obviously you have to unload the car yourself. But it was pretty nice that they had loaded it all up in the car for me. The other thing is, because this was my first, we've had one other service appointment because we had a seatbelt sensor go bad. But this was our second service appointment. And I didn't need anything in the first one other than that seatbelt sensor. So in this one, 2 days ago, we had run out of windshield wiper fluid. Now I can just go to the store and buy some and easily fill it from the front. But from previous cars we've owned, Nissans, BMWs, different cars, Minis, when you go in, they give your car a car wash, they check all your fluids, they go kind of through all that kind of stuff, top everything off. I don't know what Tesla does. I know we don't have the PMs that other cars have, but still. So I asked the service agent, do you guys check fluids or anything? And they said no. So I did ask, and without an upcharge, they did go and refill my coolant reservoir, which was very nice. So that made me extremely happy. In fact, the service manager actually walked out there himself and filled it right in the parking lot instead of pulling it back in the bay. So I greatly appreciate that. The gallery in Milwaukee did fantastic. All right, we're all said and done. We came to the Tesla Service Center. They put on our wheels. So we bought new 19-inch crossflow wheels, and it came with the new tire pressure sensors, and it came with the Pirelli snow tires. They put it all on. I had to order the cap separately. One lesson learned that was kind of a whoopsie daisy. You can buy either hubcaps, which they call wheel covers, or you can buy a locking nut kit, a wheel kit. And I bought both because I thought you needed both. You do not. You can get one or the other. So the caps, the hubcaps here, are $50 for, or they're $50 each. So it's $200 for all four. Whereas if you get the cap cover kit, that's $50 for all four. So if you don't like the look of the hubcaps, you can just get the $50 kit, and it just kind of protects your lug nuts from corrosion and things. Otherwise, if you want the whole thing, do not buy the $50 kit and get $200 worth of hubcaps. Now, the one nice thing, I kind of mentioned it before, but I want to touch base on it again now. You get about a 4 to 5% improvement in range when you use your hubcaps. So aesthetically, obviously, that's very opinionated if you like the look of this, but to me, it does look better than without them, and we get the added benefit of like a 45% mile range. Now, these are the 255 Pirelli snow tires. This is for our all-wheel drive Model Y Premium. And let's take a look at the front of the tread. So here we are. Here's with the new Pirelli snow tires. Brand new, 0 miles on them. You can see how nice and meaty the tread is. So when you go to snow tires, it's a big combination of the type of rubber that the tire is made out of, along with the pattern that it has, and obviously the depth that you get. Now, even good all-season tires will have a good depth to it, but the durometer of the rubber is actually different on snow tires versus an all-season tire. So this is a little bit more pliable in the cold, and that gives you a little bit more grip in the winter. So a nice winter tire is really good for when you get below freezing. I actually believe the cutoff is below 40 degrees is when they recommend switching to a snow tire or winter tire for that extra grip. But now that we're going to have these moving forward, we're going to see how they handle in snow. Unfortunately, it's a really nice winter day. I say unfortunately, I mean fortunately. But in the future coming up here, next time it snows, we'll give these Pirelli snow tires a real test with FSD. So lastly, since you just got 4 new rims and tires, you need to get your old stuff home. They're not going to store it for you at the Tesla Service Center. So I bought the Tesla tire totes that allows me to stick my 4 20-inch wheels in the back of the car and try to contain some of the dirtiness. It also tries to prevent scratching the face of one wheel to the next wheel when they get tucked away. But as you can see in here with the Tesla tire totes, we did get all 4 factory 20-inch wheels inside the car with the back seats folded down. You only need 2 of these tire tote orders if you choose to go that way, because each order comes with 2. So 2 orders gives you 4 tire totes. I don't know why they call it totes. I always think of plastic totes when I think of totes, but these are pretty much tire bags. But it'll be easy for storage, which will be nice.
So not a big deal, but kind of an interesting thing is the wheels changed on our car since we went from the 20-inch Helix summer wheels that we had on. Now we have the 19-inch cross-flow wheels, and I'm assuming the dealer loaded something different, but it's just kind of a small, kind of neat thing that our graphics changed, the wheels changed. That's kind of cool.
If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions about snow tires or anything Tesla related, please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.